I've got to finish my book. I've been working on an ebook for the past 6 or 7 months, and I'm literally 3 pages away from finishing it, and I won't finish it, and I do not know why. I don't know why I keep not working on my projects. I haven't wanted to work on any music lately because that last release, No Fear, really did me in. I'm telling you, that was very emotional for me. But these past couple weeks, honestly, these past couple of months, I haven't been very productive in my working on my book. I had a span where I was working on it really, really hard. I was going hard with the spiritual studies. I was going hard with writing the book. And I wrote most of it in a very short period of time. And I think maybe I overwhelmed myself because now I'm just trying to take a break. Like, I need to take a break mentally. But I feel like now I'm starting to come out of that and I'm wanting to wrap it up. Because there's a couple things. First of all, I don't want to fail. But if I don't finish the book, I'm always going to feel like a failure. I've always had a problem finishing my projects, which is why it took me so long to come out with music. Besides the fact that I'm bipolar and I'm low key ruled by my emotions, I'm not even going to hold you, like chemically. And so I've been struggling with that a lot lately too, as far as my mental health and how it affects whether I can get my projects done in a timely manner or not. That bothers me. And me not beating myself up like, girl, you know you're not lazy. You show up and you do hella work every day. But it's like just certain things, it's very hard for me to commit and focus. But that's my journey to walk, but I'm ready to face it. So this week I only have one goal. Well, actually I have two. The two goals that I have, the first one is to do a chapter in each of my books. So we've been studying the universal law. We've been doing that. But I have this book, Unscripted, that I want to get into by MJ DeMarco, Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Entrepreneurship. It's called Unscripted. Somebody on Twitter put me onto that. And I want to do another chapter of Sister Soldier. And then I'm working out of the Mastery book by Robert Greene. So I need to do a chapter in each of those books. But other than that, my only goal is going to be to finish that book. Like, I have to wrap that up. I already have another song that's completely done, memorized, and ready to be recorded. So that's kind of why I took a break on music, because I don't really need to write anything new right now because I already have stuff that needs to be recorded. But I feel like I still need to do my vocal lessons and get back in the mode of recording, because even if I don't record until September or October, it takes practice and I need to prime my voice. I can't just go from not singing and practicing every day to the studio, because for No Fear, oh my God, I practiced every single day for months and months and months. When I say I sang that song thousands of times, I did. I spit them bars hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times over and over and over and over and over and over again, to the point where it was memorized. I couldn't help but memorize it because I practiced so much. So it's like a mindset that I have to get myself into, and it's very challenging. It's challenging to push myself when all I want to do is grieve, basically. I really just want to sit in my sadness sometimes and process my emotions, but I don't want to get stuck there. There are things in my life that I want. There are things that are within my control, and growing my business and finishing my projects and presenting them to the world is my major job, and it needs to be my major focus. So I've got to find a way to push myself when I don't feel driven. Some days I'm too hot. I can't function in the heat. Oh, I'm too tired. I couldn't sleep well last night. Oh, I'm in my feelings. Oh, I'm on my period. It's kind of like the working out thing. Some days, like, I'll be so good with working out, and I'll work out for a week or two every single day, and then my cycle will come on, and I'll be like, oh, I'm just going to take a day or two off, and then I look up, and it's been 2 weeks, and I haven't worked out. Stuff like that. And I have to be like, is this self-sabotaging behavior? Are you afraid to fail? Are you afraid of success? Maybe it's a mix of all of that. It doesn't matter. Like, I can't be ruled by my fear. I need to just kick my own behind and just hold myself accountable and finish my projects. Especially since I'm 42 years old and I'm about to turn 43 in November. And I've had this issue with not finishing projects my entire life. I get a good start. I always have great ideas, but the follow through is not good. So I have to hold myself. This is the part of parenting myself. And I've had to do that. And I don't know how this sounds to you, but it's something I've started doing recently. I break myself into two internally, right? And I parent myself. Like, I'll make myself eat a healthy meal over a junk food meal, or I will make myself go to bed instead of stay up and play video games. Like, I will make myself bite my tongue when I'm about to say something out of pocket that doesn't need to be said, because I don't have that accountability. It has to come from myself. So I break myself into little pieces and I play the roles for myself that I don't have externally. So that's what I do. Just like sometimes when I would parent my sons, I needed to parent him from a male perspective instead of a female one, because I would let them get away with way too much. So I kind of tapped into how their father was a little bit, and how I feel like their father would deal with them if he were alive. And that's helped me a lot. I'm having to learn alternative ways to work through my mental health and my spiritual issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard for me to go out into the world because of the energy I pick up from other people and how it affects me. I'll put it like that. And I'm very sensitive to everything, so I don't like leaving my house. My house is my perfect sanctuary, that I have my environment perfectly suited for me to thrive. I feel like I'm an alien in a foreign land, yo, for real. And I feel like being outside around normal people puts me at risk. And I talked to one of my sons, and as bad as I want to turn in my DNA to Ancestry.com, it's looking like that's not going to happen because he doesn't feel comfortable with it. And I have to respect that, because I said I would only do it if everybody in my family was in agreement with it, and they're not. So, dang, I really wanted to do that. Like, I want to find out my ethnicity. But moving forward, I feel like my only stressor is just always money, I guess, because I feel like I could do more with more, obviously. But like I said, I chose to live below my means so that I could structure my life in a way where I could raise my children, where I was actually having an impact on them, and work on myself because I need it. And build my businesses so that they are turning a profit, and that takes time and that takes effort. But I'm getting out of this. See, for some reason I've just been, and a lot of it is the heat. Like, who the hell can get anything done in this heat? And it's been hotter than I've ever seen it in Maryland. I've never seen multiple days where it's 100 degrees. Like, when does it get 100 degrees on the East Coast? Like, that's crazy. This is not Florida. So that was weird. So it really took me out. So during that time, nothing much was getting done, but my normal day-to-day house stuff is done. I do all my chores and all that physical stuff, but I'm talking about like my studies, because like, who the hell can focus on 100-degree weather? But now that it's starting to cool down and we starting to get close to Scorpio season, which is my season. Yes, I was born on November 13th. I was born on a Friday the 13th. Forget what you heard. Friday the 13th is a good luck symbol, okay? It's not bad, like. So I usually feel very empowered around this time of year, and I'm gonna want to get things done because it lowers my anxiety when I'm getting projects done. When I'm doing things, I feel fulfilled. When I don't get stuff done, I feel unfulfilled, and that's when I eat too much and watch too much YouTube. So I've already made that connection, and I've already held myself accountable. And for a long time, I went back and forth with even to tell you that I was writing a book. But what does it matter? Like, it's almost done. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna do it. I need to tell you so that it helps hold me accountable. Because once I say it, it's said, and I have to, like, back that up. So, right now, I'm trying to figure out if I should keep my website, because I don't update it very much, but it tells my story from the very beginning of when I first got out of recovery, and I get a lot of hits to it every single month, and it actually has a value. It's almost like my online real estate. But like I said, I'm not even a little thing. But I think I need to go ahead and keep it, honestly. I didn't realize that I had it for like 4 years. That's a long time. And I don't think I should turn my back on it just because of a tight month. So I guess I already made my decision. I'm starting to trust myself. I allowed myself the space that I needed to get to the point where I would go ahead and pick up the laptop and work on my projects, because I know myself on a deeper level now, and I know that I get tired of not doing what I'm supposed to do. And I want to be a better version of myself, and I want to be able to look in the mirror and be proud of the reflection that I see back. And I feel like I've taken a long enough break. So I feel like I'm about to get into my grown woman era. It's crazy because every year I think I'm grown, and then I grow up a little bit more and see how immature I was the year before. But I really want to get into my accountability era, my follow through era, my show up, my do what I got to do era. I have to drop off some paperwork. Girl, did I tell you? My therapist be trying to find new things wrong with me. So now her new thing this week shout out to my therapist, I love you, is an avoidant personality disorder. I'm like, whatever, girl. She whole was like, tell your lawyer, send me the paperwork so I can fill it out. And I kept it a buck with her, and I respect her so much. I be talking to her about crystals and all types of stuff, and she know her husband's Spanish. She know what's up. But I told her, I was like, when I get paperwork from like DSS or from my lawyer about paperwork you need to fill out to verify my mental health condition so that I can get money from it, it makes me feel uncomfortable because I'm serious about the work that we do together. This is what I'm saying to her, right? So I'm like, I have a habit of holding on to my paperwork and not turning it in because honestly, I've had paperwork for you to fill out for 4 months and I haven't turned it into you because I don't want it to get awkward between us. You know, this lady was like, your mental health work and you getting paid are two different things. Send that paperwork in. I'm gonna need you to give me that paperwork by August 15th. And I was like, that's some real stuff. Because sometimes I look at her like she the ops, but the other times I look at her like, because of this woman, we are financially stable. Honestly, like her filling out the paperwork for me helped me get the money that I needed to pay our bills because their dad's death benefits pays the rent, but it would only just pay that. But as far as the utilities, which I usually get a grant for, but it only covers but so much and for so long. And then things that you need, like things that you need to clean your body, things you need to clean your house, like you need more than just rent to survive. So I really appreciate her because there's no way that you're going to get approved for disability unless you have a therapist. So without her, none of this would be possible. And that's another thing that I'm proud of that I show up for. She's been my therapist since 2020, and I've been consistent with that. And I rescheduled a couple appointments? Yes, I have. But I'm proud of myself for showing up. Now I've got to push myself even further. But that's if you. I don't know how long you've been with me, but if you've been with me at least a year, you know how hard it is for me to show up to appointments. And I'm glad that I get to do my therapy on Zoom. Because if I had to go in person, I would not be in therapy. But guided steps or divinely ordered steps has been coming across. How do you say that? Has been coming into my realm a lot this week. It's been coming up in YouTube videos. I've been hearing people say it. I finally understand what it means to go with the flow and accept life on life's terms and not have so much resistance to things. And that's where a lot of our sadness comes from, and our dis-ease with life is a resistance to life as how life is presenting itself. We can be adaptable. It's like you don't change the world, you change yourself to adapt to the environment that you're in. And then you do what you got to do to get out of that environment if it's not conducive to how you want to live your life. So I have a lot of work to do on myself, and it's very hard for me to accomplish goals. But the fact that I know that about myself means that I can talk myself out of not getting stuff done. I can, in that moment, understand that I can't listen to that part of me that's telling me, giving me and offering me excuses about why we don't need to do such and such. Yes, we need to do such and such because you know that you have a condition that makes you avoid everything and everyone. So what we're going to do here is we're going to build a new narrative, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk ourselves out of our safe space and go handle business, because at the end of handling business is a nice good old release of dopamine that's going to make us feel good about ourselves and feel fulfilled, and then we go on to the next journey. So that's what I'm doing. I'm showing up, putting on my big girl panties, and being the more advanced version of myself because I'm ready for it. I'm ready to see myself complete this book. I'm ready. I'm ready. And I feel like it's a great time. Everybody's going back to school. That's another thing. Energetically, it didn't give start new projects. But now that there's so many people going back to school, going from a slow vacation mode into work mode, I can tap into the energy of the collective and help move me towards finishing my stuff because everybody's going back to school. So I'm going to tap into that energy and go with the flow, right? These are practical ways that we're using these spiritual beliefs and these are the spiritual practices. You say go with the flow, but this is how you go with the flow in real time, in real life. Tapping into the energies of the earth and working with it and allowing it to empower you, because I can't do it on my own. And even though when I was in rehab, I hated when they said that we were powerless, but now I really get it. it's not so much that you're powerless, but I feel like I need the power of the universe to back me up for me to be able to move forward. Otherwise, I just don't have the momentum within me because I've been bogged down by so much pain and so much doubt and so much life. Like, I feel like I'm walking around with a bag of rocks on me, honestly. And I feel like the spiritual work is the only thing that's going to lighten that load for me. And that's why I need to get into meditation. When you get up, hit the floor and do a couple minutes of meditation. That's all you got to do. The whole house is quiet anyway. You don't need to wake up and clean. You need to wake up and clean your mind and your soul. Get on the floor and just do some deep breathing and just clear your mind and set your intentions for the day. This is me talking to myself because I'm tired of wanting different and not doing different. So the only person that's going to change that is me. I love you. Thank you so much for spending time with me here in Fury World. If you're interested in checking out my music, it's available on all music streaming platforms worldwide under my artist name, The Fury of Abyss. In order for us to change, it's going to take a lot of work, and I'm here for it. I'm going to be here until the wheels fall off. Baby, I love you, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Peace.